Hey everyone, it's Mike again, and we are right back at it with turn 2 of the Fulda Gap scenario. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're back to the strategic phase, so we're going to check weather. Okay, so it is another clear turn. Now we're going to check lines of communications, and just for the quick eyeball here, I can tell you that everything is in communication. Reinforcements and replacements. So this one we skipped last time, but now we have some stuff to do. So reinforcements. NATO gets a single ace marker for one of its aircraft. And we will put that on the F-15. Okay. They get 3 steps of reduced aircraft back, so they get to flip all of these back. Alt Control J. Working. Okay. So that's good. And they go to the available box, so it will have all of their planes back. Warsaw Pact gets these units here. 11 GTD, 20 GMRD, 9 TD, 1 GTA, GQ, and the 7 TD. And they get 3 planes. 2 more MiG-29s and a MiG-23. Now, the only mission that a MiG-29 can fly is air superiority. That's just fine with us. Soviets get 4 replacements here. So the other 2 are lost. These all go in this hex here. And let's see. We have BMPs and 2 T-80 units. The T-80 units are nice. We're going to want those. That's our best tank. NATO gets 4 infrastructure. And 3 replacements. And Warsaw Pact. 2 infrastructure. And 4 replacements. Okay. Now we can spend replacement points to bring units in the replacements box back to the map. Okay, so let's figure out the cost for that. Okay. Bringing this unit back will cost us 3, and we'll put that here. And let's see. We can spend another replacement here to replace this loss. maybe we're better off not wasting our time with this unit. Okay. Let's see. We'll replace this. That's 2 for force impact. Okay. So now we can go to air allocation. So the NATO will roll to see if they have advantage again. And they do. So we are going to send 3 MiG-29s on an air superiority mission. Make that 4. And we'll put 1 in the bounce box. Let's see. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can fly up to 28 missions. So we have 5, 7, 8, 9. Pretty good there. Let's see. We're going to send our MiGs, MiG-23s on SAM suppression again. The S-24 and the 25 are going to go on ground support along with the 27s. All right, having seen this, NATO, ML for air superiority. We're going to want to send at least 4. Then we have 4 F4s. Oh, he'll stay there. Okay. That looks good. Now, we're going to do SSM attacks. We're going to target this unit and this unit. That's the Soviets. So the Limburg unit is a hit, but we missed the reduction, so we go to the next one. That one I believe is still good, right? We are at 6, okay. That one we do an infantry loss to. Do we want to push our luck anywhere? Probably let's see if we can hit this unit here. And we can. Okay, so we do 2 size losses, not bad. Do the Americans want to do it? Probably they should try. So what's their value? 4. Let's wait. Okay. Supply and infrastructure. Okay. So first NATO, and we have 4 supply points. Okay. Well, first up, let's flip these SAMs back. So now we have 4, 8, 12. Our SAM value is once again 4. Now we only have 2 supply. We could place an entrenched marker. We can improve our infrastructure by 2 points. Let's remove this no ammo marker. Actually, you know what? We can do something different. You know what? Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll remove that, so that'll spend us down to 0 supply. Now that we're done, we move it back to infrastructure, so we'll have 10 supply points until next phase. The Warsaw Pact. Well, we don't really have anything we can spend on. I guess we could move this up too, but I mean, we're going to get there anyway. There is a way to target infrastructure. I think the only way to do that is with nuclear strikes. But I thought, oh, there's an infrastructure strike combat mission. Which might be worth looking into. Okay. That's all done. So we move their supply up to here. Now we go to the Strategic Air Mission Resolution phase. So first up, it's Air Superiority Combat. So we have this ACE. And what does the ACE do? The ACE, I think the ACE adds a modifier. Right. Adds a +2. So maybe I shouldn't have put it on that one. Yeah, let's put it on the F-16 instead. So they'll fire their 2 9s at our MiG-29s. Okay. As expected. And then our 2 8s will fire back first at the, let's pick on the F4s, so the American F4. And the West German F4. Miss. So the West German F4 fires back, and it's a hit. Okay. Both sides still have units in the box, so they all go back to available. So then we're going to resolve suppression strikes. So we'll roll NATO first. So SAM value is 2, so the tornado and the F4 both make it through. So we'll roll the tornado first. And the tornado is a 3. Plus 1 is 4. So 2 SAM sites are suppressed. 4, 6, 8, 12, 16. So we're still at a 4 value. And then the F4, West German F4 misses. Okay, we have 3 MiG-23s. They're all the same strategic value of 2. We'll just roll 3 times. So 1 gets damaged. And then the other 2. Use the press for these, so their SAM value is back down to 1. And these go back to the aircraft. Okay. Okay. So we have 1 MiG-29 in the bounce box. And basically what that'll do is that'll let us intercept if they try to use this unit for ground support. And then we have a bunch of stuff for ground support. So 3, 6. So we have a 9 for our ground support value. Alrighty. Then the next thing we could do is we can try and transport that breakdown unit again. But we shall wait. Okay. So we go to the activation phase. So NATO refreshes everything that's in contact. Okay. All right, so we're going to start by activating this one. And now it's going to cost us 2 to refresh this HQ. And let's see. How much do we have? We have 14, which is a lot. So let's start by activating our BMPs here. And 1, 2, 3. We're going to put this one in road column. There. 1 and martyrs. 1 is a 6. And T80s are 8s. They're in town. So we're going to want to use our BMPs. So we're going to activate these 2 units. And then hopefully be able to activate our East German units to exploit what these guys are able to do. We're also going to activate this unit here. Okay. And he's going to be, it doesn't really matter, cross country. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to, what is that? That is, I would say primary forest. I don't have enough to deploy in that. We do have enough to deploy in hills. Okay. And we're in road column here, so this costs 1, 1.5. Now if we do a meeting engagement, we might be able to continue moving. Let's do a prepared attack. What did I say? 1.5? Yeah. We can pull out 2 chits. I'm gonna go with this one. And then here, 1, 2 1/3. Pull out 2 here. Okay. First up, this hex in the town here. So they are in town. Now that they've had a chance to deploy, they're going to get some help on the charts here. So let's pull out the general one. Okay. So this is a 6 to 3, so that's 2 to 1. So that's going to give us a +1. And then we look at equipment. And we have our BMPs, and we're going against the Leos or the Martyrs. If we throw in the Martyrs, we have a better chance of success. Let's see, it's town. Secondary APC is better, is not as good as primary tank. All right, so we'll go with the Leos. So first, our 8 roll for our BMPs we get, and the BMPs are our primary in town, so that's 5. And then the Leos, we also get. Leos are primary tank. They get 4. All right. Oops. And then they get 2 DRM for the town. All right. Then let's see. We want to do artillery. Both sides are going to do artillery. So the Warsaw Pact, it's theirs, and this is a D chip, which is pretty good. Add 4. And since they will have to take their first loss as a sidestep, and they may only use retreats for the remainder of losses. And then for the West Germans, their artillery is a 5, which they do not get. So the German corps here is going to take an artillery loss for counter battery fire, so that's not good for them. And then we're looking at ground support. So right now the combat is 10 10 to 6, so +4 to the Warsaw Pact. This is an important combat for us, so we're going to try to attach ground support, and we get it. And we are going to use our Su-25. which will give us a +4. And then helicopters, we'll try and do our helicopters as well. We miss our helicopters, so they take another loss here. Okay. So that is everything. We have a random event, and let's see. We get a 6. So attacker draws from the Cup of Snafu. Defender chooses the marker must be placed. Let's see. Key leader casualty. I found the definition for secondary terrain. It's whatever's lower on the list here. Makes sense. Okay. Key leader casualty. Puts them out of command. Alright, we're going to take radio out. Okay. So, we have 14 for Warsaw and 6 +8. So, first we'll roll Warsaw Pact because this die roll has a -1. So 6 and 8 is 14. Then, so we're looking at a maximum spread of 11 here. Or a spread of 11, so we're going to look at the maximum for 5. So because of the artillery, the first one has to be an infantry loss, and now the question becomes, the next 3 have to be 1 by retreat. 1, 2, 3. Maybe here's safer. What happens to that last loss? What happens if you can't take your full losses? The losing units are eliminated. Okay. Hopefully that sent it to, yes it did. Then we have 2 movement points. Can we deploy in town for 2? Yes. All right, not so bad. Okay. Now this one. Oh, this guy takes an equipment loss. Because we used APCs and they used tanks. Okay. Here, we have another combat. So let's set up again. All right. So we have a +3 for the size differential. And then we are going to use our T80s. And they are going to use their... Let's see. Oh, this is clear terrain. Yeah, so T80s. And they will use... the tanks. Well, all right, so T80 roll, we get, that's going to be +7. Leo roll, they get, that's going to be +5. Artillery, Warsaw Pact, they get, and they're looking at +3, and 4 is 7. And now we will probably try the same. We miss, so that's another artillery loss. We're not going to declare any ground support or helicopter support. All right, we have 17 to 5, so that's 12 in Warsaw Pact's favor. So Warsaw Pact die and NATO die. All right, so we're going to look at the maximum here again, but the first thing it has to do is take a size loss, so the unit is going to be eliminated. The rest of it goes unfulfilled. So we have an advance of 2. So let's go. One. Half. 1.5. Okay. This unit is now spent. All right. So flipping the HQ back is going to cost 2 supply points. Since we are no longer in East. And we used no unit left for them to take automatic losses. Okay. Then we will activate this one again. We're going to activate these 2 units, and we're going to put them in road column. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and a half. 4 and a half. And do we want to try meeting engagement? Don't know. They have Leo 2s. Which are 8s. They're in primary terrain, which is going to be hills. So BTR 60s or T55s. BTR 60. The one thing that left me confused was I don't see where the East Germans can trace artillery to, because that HQ doesn't seem to be on the board anymore. So I don't know that the East Germans actually can have artillery support in this scenario. The other thing is we can't count on air support either. So it would be a pretty dicey combat. Maybe we pass. Okay. And let's just say that we're also going to activate this unit here. So we're well within range. We are going to apply a deliberate here. And we're going to say that's cross-country. We can add in this fellow here. And the other thing we're going to do, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's figure out this attack here. Now, we have a lot of different things that can lend size. So we're looking at 9 for the Soviets, and then 3, 6, 9, 12 for the Americans. So right off the bat, we're looking at a -2. We have M60s against BMP. So we are in town, or I should say city. So primary APC, so the BMPs, we'll roll for the BMPs. We get them. So that's 5. And then for the Americans, we have M60s. Is a 6, or M13s, which are also a 6. So we're probably going to want to do the APCs as well. So let's roll that. And they get that as well. NATO gets a +4 DRM. All right, artillery. Soviets. They got artillery, which is going to be a +2. Which, it's +4. But -2 for being deployed in city. Let's roll for the Americans for artillery. That might be a miss. It is. It's an artillery loss for the US HQ. Okay. Helicopters, or ground support. We're going to do ground support for the Soviets. And we have a D, so we can add 2 planes here, so we will. So we're going to do Su-24, which is a 4, and a, or excuse me, 3, and a MiG-27, which is a 3, so we're going to be looking at another 6 here. Okay, and then we're going to try helicopters again. And our helicopters are just about done for. All right. So we are rolling a D6, and the Americans are going to roll the D10. So let's just move us down 2 for the -2 for size. And now we're looking at 9 for NATO and 11 for Warsaw Pact. This is actually going to be tight. That's 15 modified for the Soviets, and let's NATO. 7. So 4 and 5 is 9, 16, and 10, 14 for Soviets. So the Soviets take 2 buses. Is unfortunate. Let me just make sure I did everything. Oh, I didn't even think about engineers. Am I cheating? Alright, we'll roll engineers. That's what I get. Cheating. So we lose. So let's. I think with an aggressive commander, we cannot choose victory points to honor losses. So let's. We'll do is we'll give 2 replacement points. Okay. That sucked, but well. Alright. And then we'll try here as well. Where did you come from? You came from here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no. We can't do anything. Alright. These are all flipped. The HQ we can leave here. Because he's 10 away. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's well within, so he can stay there. No problem. So the one thing worth looking at is where are the reinforcements coming from? They're coming from the west. So then we'll activate our next HQ here. And we can put, I think we can put all of these in road column. And we can fire them all right now. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. Get to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Thanks. Actually, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can send him to here. And then this one we'll send to here. Lastly, we will move the HQ 1, 2, so let's remove all of these here. Okay, so that's the end of the Soviet activation phase. Okay, so now we refresh. Because they all have lines of communication. Okay. NATO activation phase. All right. Now we are able to activate three. Suppose we could have done some defensive movement. Oh, you know what? The other thing is that we do get bonus movement as well, which I didn't count, which is another 3 MP, so we'll move him to there. We'll put him in terrain. Put him in terrain as well. And this guy. So, I guess the question becomes, what do we want to do as the Americans? So, we are in a good deal of trouble. So it's 4 victory points to 0 right now. We're sitting on 7 victory points worth of objective hexes. We're reasonably confident that we'll be able to hold Frankfurt. We're going to get reinforcements next turn south of Koblenz. We can send them north to try and hold Koblenz or maybe counterattack. I don't know, maybe we don't have anything. Tell you what, we're going to send this unit in cross country, or in road column, I should We're going to try and take this Spetsnaz unit out. One and a third to get to there. And then we'll do a prepared attack, and we can choose 2. We'll do this. This guy we'll put here. Boy. Yeah, I guess it's a little out of order, but it doesn't really matter. I think this is the only attack we're going to do. So from NATO's perspective, let's see. This unit here will lend its size, so that's 1 to 2, so we're -2. Let's do our... This is forest terrain. So +3. Soviets have no equipment. And we either have our primary tank or our secondary tank, so it's going to be tank. Let's roll our M1s. And they attach. They get a +3. So it's even. We'll call for artillery. I think the Americans missed their artillery. So that's a second artillery loss. Soviets can call for artillery as well. Actually, they might not be able to, since they're an independent unit. Let's see. Okay. Well, this unit can, by virtue of having this unit participating, it can. So let's roll. We get artillery, Soviets, and we have a B chit, prepared attack, add 4. Move that to 1 for our size. Helicopters. Try the American helicopters. No, they don't have any equipment. Ground support. Let's try ground support as the Americans. 5. And what is our A10 tactical value? It is 5, so the ground support attaches. But we do have our bounce unit, so let's try and bounce it. Okay, so let's see. Intercepting a ground support mission. All right, so our air-to-air value is 8, and we roll a 3. So it's reduced and goes to the damage. Okay. Our MiG-29 goes back. And now Soviets will call for ground support, which they get. And it's a MiG-27. So they get a +3. And now this is looking like this attack was not a good idea. Okay. So it's 10-1. We're gonna stay fresh and roll a d6. And the Americans, they roll a d10. They roll an 8. We have a 4. Okay. So Americans have an 8. Soviets have 7, 14. So that's going to be 5 losses. The elites are going to cancel each other out, basically. That's going to be 5 losses to the American. Let's I guess we'll just eliminate the unit. That doesn't really seem... We're going to have what we need to bring it back next turn, which is... Okay. So that's that. I guess nothing else for the Americans. They're just going to try, or NATO's going to try and hold out. I guess what we could do is we're going to go there for 1. And instead of putting this unit here, we're going to go road column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So let's go to the eliminate friendly units phase. Which we don't have to do, so there's not much we have to do in the end phase except advance the turn marker to turn 3. And right now, we'll note that although the Warsaw Pact has 4 VPs, NATO has 7 geographical victory points. So that will be the end of this turn. Did I? Oh yes, I paid replacements. That's what I did. Okay. This is Mike with Play More Games, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back with turn 3 shortly, which will be an important turn for NATO and the Soviets as they both get more reinforcements. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.